Hi, in today's video I wanted to talk about using external storage, USB storage with your NAS, what you can do with it, how to do some settings on it, how to configure some access options. So I'll go through all the different options that it has. First of all though, let me plug one in. So I've just got a 16 gig USB flash drive here. It will be the same whether you were using a USB hard drive, flash drive, they all work the same way. So let me just push that in. Okay, so I've just plugged that into one of the spare USB ports on the NAS. The NAS I'm using here is a TS-462. I can see here it's popped up a sort of autoplay thing, if you're familiar with Windows, of what to do with the USB drive once you've got it connected and it's detected it. So I can see a few things have happened in the background as well. So if I look in the notice center here, I can see that it has told me that it has found the USB drive, so I can close that out. That's fine. Good to know. I can also see a number 1 has appeared up here at the connected external devices section as well. So that's going to give me some information about the drive as well as an option to eject it if I want to. So the first thing I'm going to do is open and view the files in FileStation. Now when I do this, it's going to show me everything about the drive, everything that's on it. I can delete, change data, do anything I want. The reason it's called ESXi on this is I think this is a VMware boot drive that I've used before, and the volume was just labeled as ESXi, so that's what that is there. But this is the USB drive, so not the internal storage on the NAS. The internal storage on the NAS is in data vol 1 there. I'm going to come out of here now and I'm going to go into storage and snapshots. Now in here we have a section called external storage, which gives you a couple of things to click on. You can click on the device itself or the volume that's within it. The device itself lets you do a full disk format as well as eject the device. If you were to do full disk format, you can choose between lots of different file system options. So FAT32 sort of gives you some information when you'd use each one. So for smaller storage devices like this, I might use exFAT. It's just bit simpler, but you can change these around to whatever file system that you want. So you can change those and format the device and change the drive label here if you want to, turn on encryption as well if you need it as well. So lots of options there for the drive. I'll just cancel that. If I was to right click on the ESXi section, you can see some storage information, which gives you just information about file system, whether it's USB 2, USB 3, things like that. Gives you a lot of good info there. But you can't really change any settings, and it's just information. But you've also got options just to format the volume itself or eject the device as well. So that's just where you get some information on how you manage the device as well. The last option on the pop-up was about configuring access settings. Now the reason that we have options to configure access settings is because you can access the device across the network. So here if I bring in the Finder window here, which is looking at my network, I can see that it's found 2 shares on the NAS. So if I go look at the shares, so if I look at the shared folders, I can see I've got a public one that's in the NAS. I can see from the volume there, data vol 1, and I can see the ESXi share, which is actually on the USB disk, device 1, partition 1. So that's what we're looking at there with those 2 options. So we've got those there as well. I'll just drag that out the way. And I'll just pull it back a second. So I've clicked into the folder here. You can see all the files that are in there. These match everything we were able to see from the file station as well. So I'm able to access it here. I am logged in as an admin user. So it's connected as Craig, same as the admin user up here. So I'm able to get permissions straight away on the device. But up here, we've got an option to edit the shared folder permissions. Now here we can change permissions. So by default, it's given the administrators full read and write access to the device. So they've got read and write on it. Guest access right is set to deny access. So perhaps you wanted to add different users with different permissions. This is where you can do that from, so everybody can access it remotely as well. So accessing it across the network is very simple. So if you were to sort of look at the network view on your device, whether it's in Explorer on Windows or Finder on a Mac, you just click onto the NAS itself, and then in here you've got your shares. Double click into the share, you've got access to the device if you've got user permissions with it to access it. So very easy to use and gain access to the device. Now when you're finished using it, you don't want it connected to the NAS. Rather than just unplug it very ungracefully straight from the device, it's better to unmount the file system first. So to do that, quickest way I usually do it is I can come up here and go eject, Are you sure you want to eject the device? I'm going to say yes. And then we're going to get a little pop-up down here that tells us that it has successfully ejected the USB device, and then we can unplug the device if we want to. So long as nobody's connected to it, so we should see that pop up here. There we go. So SanDisk Cruiser Blade file system label has ejected. So we can pull that out of the device now. So I've disconnected that from the device, so I can close that. I don't need that notice there anymore. So that's how to use a USB storage device with your NAS. Very simple, very easy. It tries to guide you along the way. As soon as you connect it, it pops up and tells you that it's found something, and gives you some of the more common things that you can do with it. If anybody does have any questions, please do get to us. Come ask them in the comment section down below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.